Hello. Am I not here? Let me see. Yes, I am live. No. I think I am live. Hi everyone and welcome. It's Genia here. I am the founder of The Art of Travel. The Art of Travel, where we help and impact passionate people around the world to find the courage to live an inspired life. And this is precisely what we are going to talk about today in this workshop, Courage 2021. So, because at the art, I have chosen this topic because at The Art of Travel, we really love this topic. I have experienced it myself personally. And also I think with courage, we can all live a much better life. So that is the reason I have chosen this topic. And we are going to review some concepts. Then we are going to have tips on how to be more courageous. Then we are going to do a very short exercise, but very powerful, with some examples. And at the end, I have a special offer for you, a very good offer. So stay with me. And also feel free to participate, to comment during this presentation. You are welcome to comment or share in the chat things. So let's review some concepts now. Because we said that we often let fear dictate our decisions. Okay. However, living a courageous life can give us success even in business, in life, whatever. So it is true that a high quality life takes courage, but I think it is worth to take a chance on courage. Think about yourself, for example. Do you have the strength on the face of pain or grief? Or do you ask yourself do you usually do something that frightens you? I'm sure you've been there many times in that situation. But the question is, what if we make that a habit? A habit. So we are always behaving in that way. Because the real thing is that the more we practice, the better we get at it. The better we get at it. According to Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, he was an innovator, considered a universal mind. He would say that courage is the first of the human virtues. Virtues being the behavior of having a high moral standards. That's a virtue. So courage, he would say that courage is the first of the human virtues. But why is that? Because it makes all other possible. So I think that's amazing. Because imagine if we have courage, all the things that we can achieve. The human virtues are 12. So courage is the first one. And he would say that it makes all other possible. For example, ask yourself, do you consider yourself brave? I was always characterized as being brave, for example. In my case, do you consider yourself brave? And also when we see courage, we also consider the other side of the coin, which is fear. Because when we don't take an action or not behave in a courageous way, It's because we fear something. But what is fear really? Fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So it's just in our minds. Fear is just in our mind, happens in our minds. And think about this, like most things that we fear, they will never come to pass. They will never come to pass. So imagine all the times that you were worrying about something, nothing happened. We are here, we solve the issue, and so we worried unnecessarily, let's say. So the best thing is we need to learn how to deal with fear. So we can start focusing on our goals. Accomplishing our goals is what we care about. So don't let fears like control us or avoid us getting what we want, things like that. The other thing is that this is very important, because when we have courage, we do something that scares us, but at the same time, it benefits us. That is key, because that thing that we take action on benefits us. That's the real reason that we do something, that even though we are fearing something, we take that step forward. Because at the same time that we are frightened, we are benefiting in some way. For example, let's say that you are in a corporate job and you want to leave and become an entrepreneur, okay? So think if you ask yourself this question often: what will people think? What will people think? Because believe it or not, this question kills most of the dreams. Like, it kills more dreams than anything. This question: what will people think? And at the same time, for example, myself, I don't really consider what other people think. I really connect with myself and act. That's why I'm this way. I take courage and I run risk, things like that. But for example, in your case, ask yourself if you, when you are making a decision, have asked yourself in the past, like, what will people say? And also at the same time, ask yourself, what is the cost of inaction? So the opposite, like, okay, I'm not becoming an entrepreneur, I'm staying in my corporate job, but what is the price of that? Because everything has a price. Everything has a price. So what is the cost of my inaction? Because sometimes we pay a very high price, right? A very high price. Whatever it is, this is the example of you leaving. It happened to me. I was in a corporate job many years ago. I left my job and now I have become an entrepreneur. Actually, I quit my job twice. The second time for good. But applied in any situation, what is the cost of inaction? Okay, but so consider all those concepts. The real question is how we can be more courageous, because okay, everything fine with that, but how can we be more courageous? And the starting point is the fears, right? As we said. So let's review let's give some tips on how to be more courageous in a subtle way, let's say. First of all, we have to admit and face our fears. Admit, because when we are able to answer that question, we get information, and that information we can use to overcome our insecurities, that information. So it's very important. Some people, they don't admit the fears and then face them, because we have to learn to say no, not now, I don't want this, See, without considering what the other person is thinking. So just really connecting with ourselves. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. And take a stand for it, for what you believe. See, the second thing is like think positive, always. This helped me tremendously myself, because everything starts with our attitude, and we set the tone for everything. So if we have a good attitude, the universe responds to that, to our appreciation, to our energy, whatever it is. For example, when I decided, an example is this, when I decided to come to Portugal to live, I didn't know the language, I didn't know the country. I just came here without knowing anything. Like, I haven't visited Portugal before coming here. So I could have found 1,000 infinite excuses for not coming here. But what happened? What is the real reason? Because what I do is like, I put the carrot in front of my nose. So instead of thinking about all the fears or all the negative stuff, you think positive, and you see the benefits that you are going to get from that. In my case, for example, was getting to develop my business here in a different way. So many opportunities. I saw opportunities instead of, so imagine you go to a place, and I was traveling by myself. So alone, without knowing the language, without knowing the country. Okay, I can certainly find an excuse for not doing that. So you take a little bit courage when you think positive and see the positive part of the thing. The other thing is that we have to expose ourselves. We have to be vulnerable. And why? Because we are unique. We are unique, and we are we are one of a kind. So all the gifts and all the things that we have, we need to put them out there. See, we want the present of being you, for example. I want the present of you being you. Let's say if you expose, let's say you are at work and you expose yourself in a subtle way. Let's say you suggest others to better ways to do something, but why we don't slow down and get their input? See, that takes courage to do that. So those little steps that put ourselves, expose us, and also we are practicing, we are getting courageous in the little things, and then when we get used to that in the little things, we can be courageous in bigger things, because there are things that take little courage, but there are bigger missions. In my case, for example, some missions takes years. It happened to me personally. So, for example, even though I was doing something that I was convinced and it had purpose and everything, it took years. So taking courage is tiring. So if you do it consistently, you can get really tired. And it happened to me. I was really tired. I was doing the right thing. I was doing everything. But for so many years and for a long period, when you do that for a long period, that's the thing. So it is very important that we sleep, that we eat, and that we exercise. See, that we take care of ourselves. Because if we want to be courageous, okay, it's a good thing, it will benefit us. But also, in a big mission, is even more important. There are little things that, okay, they take courage, but they are not really tiring or but when we have the habit of that, and we are courageous always, and it's in our personality, then we have to take care of that. What else? So another thing is that we have to create a habit of courage. A habit of courage, like, for example, taking a bold step in any way. Like, for example, if you are at work, well, instead of leaving things as they are, as always are, you can do this. For example, start asking questions, or you can take the initiative in a topic, or do something that you haven't done. Let's say someone needs help and you are doing your stuff and you never did anything for that person. Okay, take a step forward on that, a bold step, make a phone call or something, that moves you forward. Stand up for your convictions, are your opinion, that takes courage as well. So to say someone at your job, well, I think this way, I think different, but it is important that you make that little effort. See? So the key here is that we make courage our new normal. So at the beginning, it will be an effort for you. It will be an effort. But then it's going to be natural. You're going to take that bold step naturally. Like I do it now. I've been in big missions, so now for me, taking little steps, bold steps, or being courageous in the little things is not that difficult. See? And the more we practice in the little things, we get better at the bigger things as well. Also, when we have courage, we run risks and we face uncertainties, of course. Because running a risk, it takes us out of our comfort zone. So definitely is an area, a field that we don't know. We just jump into that and we don't know about it. So we conquer our fears by learning how to deal with uncertainties. So if we want to conquer our fears, let's say here's an example. Let's say you are an entrepreneur and you have clients, or you are in a relationship and you fear losing your client or your partner. Instead of focusing on that, what you do is what we do is like we find out what to do to keep them. So we focus always on the solution. We focus on what we want, on the solution. Okay, what does it take to keep my client? What does it take to keep my partner? I focus on that. So I'm not thinking, oh, I'm losing, worrying. No, we do that by taking action. We focus on what we want, the solution. And the solution always has a different frequency than the problem itself. So you are not going to solve a problem thinking about the problem. We have to focus on the solution, which has a very different frequency, of the problem. You are going to solve it in a different way, not in the same, using the same thoughts and everything that you created the problem. So that's related to that. Always focus on the solution. And also we continue to learn always. We keep always learning, because let's take your field. whatever that is. Well, you can find the top leaders in your industry and read the books of the 10 top leaders. Or yeah, for example, in my case, I'm always reading. I want to bite off more than I can chew. Usually, I always want to read, and usually I'm reading more than one book at a time. Usually they overlap because I want to read a lot, and it's not really, I have the idea of reading that book, but actually reading the book takes a lot of time. But it is important that we keep learning. See, it's an attitude, another attitude that takes us move forward. Because also the more we know, the less the risk. See, so we learn and we have more information, and information and knowledge is powerful. It's power. So the more we know, the less the risk. And remember, when we take courage, we run risk, and we have to deal with uncertainties, but we manage them the way we said before. See, so learning also is important. And also, another thing is accepting the challenge, because whenever we are challenged, just stay on course, focus on your path, instead of worrying about something. We deal with that by taking action. So that way we stop thinking and not doing. We take action and we break that, that momentum, and we create another momentum by taking action. Also, for example, here's an example. Let's say we are climbing a mountain. This is a good example. Climbing a mountain, the important thing is to make progress. We don't say, okay, it will take many days to climb the mountain to go to the top. It's been a week. We don't say, oh, we didn't get to the top. No, we say, okay, we have still way ahead, but we look back and we say, yes, okay, we've done a lot. See, the important thing is key to make progress. So I would focus on consistency and small wins. So if you are consistent and you are making small wins, then you will feel satisfied, even though you haven't arrived to the top of the mountain. So that's the way I do it, and you can be really satisfied and everything, because you are never going to get it done. Like, let's say, a journey of an entrepreneur is, you never get to the point where you say, okay, I'm done. You are always evolving and developing your business and expanding as a person all the time. So if I would say, okay, I am at the top of the mountain, then it wouldn't make sense. So it is about the journey. So focus on consistency and small wins. Make sure that you make progress. Make sure and accept the challenge. So doesn't matter if something happens. Okay, focus, stay on course. Focus on your path, and go there. So those are some tips to deal with, with challenges and risk and being vulnerable, all the characteristics that when we take courage, the fear, and also the mindset, being positive and vulnerable, and being get information on things to manage better all the stuff. So here's an exercise for you. It's very easy, an exercise, but it's powerful. And for the exercise, what you have to do is to answer a question. And this is the question: why do I want to be courageous? That's the question. You can type it in if you want. If you want, you can type it in. Why do I want to be courageous? Because why do you want to be courageous? I did this exercise myself. I did this exercise myself, and I'm going to share the results with you. So to see how it works and how you can apply this that I'm going to tell you in a moment, the answer, because you can apply this for every time you have an issue in your business or in your personal life. You can apply this technique. It's very easy. This is the example. My exercise goes like this. Okay, so I answer these questions. Why do I want to be courageous? And I answer, it gives me opportunities. It gives me opportunities. So I go again. But why? Why? Because I have the chance to develop my skills and my full potential. But why? Well, because that way I become the best version of myself. Again, but why you become the best version? Because I could profoundly serve others. See, I'm very good at tuning my resources. So I could profoundly serve others. Okay, and why would you serve others? Well, because by serving others, I fully develop my character, which makes me happy, fulfilled, and satisfied with who I am. Okay, this exercise is called the 5 whys. The 5 whys. So we usually go to our whys when we want to find out something, or when we want to stay on track, or something disappoints us in the way in our journey. We go back to the why, because the why gives us a reason. So the reason to keep on the course, to follow our path, to stay there. Don't leave, don't quit, don't give up. That is why we go back to our whys. But to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, we use this technique, the 5 whys. So that was the result of my exercise. I did it for myself. And this is the reason why, as a person, as an entrepreneur as well, I get out of my comfort zone. Because in the end, I get to develop, as I said, I get to develop my character, and that brings me happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. See? That is why. So for me, it is a good idea to be out of my comfort zone, because I know at the end I can develop my character, and I will be more happier, and I will be happier and more satisfied and fulfilled. So that's why I do it, and sometimes, and that's why you do what you do when you do something that takes a little bit courage. You do because why? Because you see the benefits. The benefits. Many people focus on the fear. See, in my case, courage gives me benefits. So I'm sure it will give you many benefits as well. So why not get used to think courage, benefits? When we say courage, why don't we think about benefits immediately? Let's associate those words. Courage, benefits. In my case, it was always like that. So, and when you practice, you experience that, and you know it is that way. You know it is that way. So let's start thinking and get used to that. Courage benefit. Remember that we are unique, and whatever we don't do, we hold back. That's a lost opportunity for, because there is something to be done there that only us can make it happen. Because what I do, what I am, who I am, only myself can do this. If I decide I'm not doing it, nobody else is going to do it in my place, the way I do it. Okay, that's why you are important. That's why we are, each of us are important, because we have our own gifts, and the world needs that from us. Okay, so I invite you to be more courageous, because it is very important, as Aristotle said. It makes all the other virtues possible. So we can achieve tremendous things with courage. This is very important. So in conclusion, what we can say? We can say that with courage, we always win. I can say by experience for myself that when we act with courage, we always win. That's one thing. So next time you are about, for example, in your situation, in any situation, I invite you to take a stand for it. Apply any of the tips that I was provided earlier, any of those. It doesn't matter if it is a little step. It doesn't really matter, because you are going to get used to it. And then you are being courageous in a little thing, then in a bigger one, and then courage will be your new normal. See? And you are going to get many benefits from that. See? So if you are in a situation that you may need courage or need help with that, I have now a special offer for you. A special offer. This is a program that is not available at the moment for the public. It's not because I have reorganized all my programs. I have reorganized my programs, and it is not out there. It is a program that it is related to the topic from today, directly related. It is called the Courage Box. So that's why I want to invite you to this program, and it's especially for people attending this workshop, because it's the topic for it. So it's not available out there. So if you need that, it's a short program. It's a program of 4 weeks. What else? Because sometimes when we take small actions, we can take a leap and get big results with little actions. So this program is only 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And also, by changing something in ourselves, we can change a whole situation. So it's very powerful because it's short. So if you need something, for example, specific, we can work on this. Of course, I have other programs if you need something else or more longer or more intense or whatever, I have that. But this one specific is for that, for taking small actions that can take a leap and give you big results. Like when we change something in ourselves, the whole situation changes. It's like in chess, in the game, chess. Like even though all the other pieces are in the same place, when you make a move, the whole situation changes. The whole situation changes. You don't need anything outside of you to change, just yourself. That is what this program does. And not only that, but also you will gain momentum, which is not minor, because when you gain momentum, the better it gets. Okay, so that's this program about. Of course, I can explain, if you are interested, I can explain in more detail this program, and also apply to a particular situation. So the Courage Box is 4-week program to work in small actions, to take a leap and big results, and gain momentum. And this program I wanted to offer you for a discounted price, because as I said earlier, it's not available to the public. I'm offering it to you just now, only for people attending the workshop or who are interested in this topic in this workshop. This program is discounted for you. The full discount, the full price discounted is the $297 plus taxes, which is a very convenient price for the value that you are getting. And also you have the chance to make it in 2 payments of $179 plus taxes as well. So these 2 options, you can change whatever, but still the full discount is very convenient price, and we can start anytime. So I invite you to contact me. We can have a talk about it if you are interested. You can contact me in social media, wherever, or through my website, genia-abreu.com. genia-abreu.com. There is a consultation section. There is a quiz. You can contact me from there or in social. We can have a talk about it. And well, I hope this is my gift to you for being here today. Really, for being here today, for showing up for yourself, which is brave in itself. it is brave in itself, showing up for yourself. So I want to thank you for being here, for participating, for listening, attending, and don't hesitate to contact me for any questions regarding this offer, this gift that I wanted to give it to you. So I hope to hear from you soon, and we'll be in touch. Okay? Thank you very much again, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.